We are starting part 2 of our second video on the Tribulation series. So, getting right into it, the sea beast of Revelations. This is in Revelations chapter 17, verse 15. Okay, I'm going to read some things to you guys, then we'll go over some things. Alright, so the sea beast rises up out of the sea in Revelations, 13, verse 1. Meaning it rises up among many nations, tongues, and people. That's Revelation 17 and 15. This is kind of the fun part of Revelations, is that there's a lot of parables and symbolism and things like that. But yes, so whenever it says the beast rises up out of the sea, he's going to come up out of many people. Right in the middle of tons of people, and where it says many nations, tongues, and people, I feel like maybe I could be wrong, and I'm going to go in and make sure I'm not wrong, or make sure to correct anything on this area that I say wrong, but it could be referring back to the 10 split kingdoms of Rome. He's going to rise up out of that. Anyways, then this is the 16th trait characteristic. The dragon gives the beast its seat and authority. That's Revelations 13 and 2. Revelations 12 confirms that the dragon is Satan, absolutely, and also the nation of pagan Rome. It was pagan Rome who tried to kill the man-child, Jesus Christ. So this is who it's referring to back in those areas. We're going to get into this. I just need to get through this list, and then we're going to go deep into some details. This is just quick rundowns over things that we're going to cover, so you understand why we're talking about these things in the next videos. Okay? Stay with me. 17. The beast would receive a mortal wound, which would be healed. That's Revelations 13 and 3, meaning his kingdom would be conquered at some stage and lose its power, but would then be revived into power again. Yay for him. 18. All the world would wonder after the beast. That's Revelations 13 and 3. Meaning exactly as it says, the whole world will follow after the beast, and the beast would lead the nations. When somebody's wandering after something, basically they're in awe of it, following it, watching it closely, maybe even worshiping it, some out of fear, so on and so forth. And the fear is very real. We'll get into that in Revelations. Then number 19, the beast continues for 42 months, Revelations 13 and 5, meaning it'll rule for 1260 prophetic days, which are 1260 literal years, the same as the little horn power. Meaning this will have already have started a while ago, and it's just going to come to a head in the end whenever things get like wild. So again, you know, they point to the papacy. A lot of people claim that America is Babylon, which Babylon is where they're saying, of course, that, you know, he's going to come out of. Anyhow, and a lot of people say that America is Babylon. The only issue with that is that, see, America is right here, right? And then we have, okay, then we roll over here, and then we have, okay, there's Africa. Then we have Rome. Oh, sorry. Up here. So, here, and then all the ocean, and then America. Okay, there is way too much separation between America and where all these things actually took place then, where he's going back to, where his throne is, which we'll get into because, oh man, it gets so interesting when you really get into it. So I'm going to go ahead and read off of this because I find it to be very important. They say that the papacy is the only the only kingdom that matches the sea beast perfectly. The papacy rose up in Europe amongst many nations, tongues, and people. The papacy received its seat and power from the old Roman Empire and ultimately from Satan himself. The papacy received a mortal wound in 1798 when the French army marched into Rome and captured the Pope, and the papacy lost its control and power. But then in 1929, Mussolini granted state power back to the Vatican, and the deadly wound began to heal. Is the world wandering after the Pope and the Papal Church of Rome today? Yeah, pretty much. This is the same time as the Little Horn power, which is 1260 years. The papacy ruled the world between 538 AD and 1798. Whoa. Okay, so we're going to come on down to Babylon, the mother of harlots. This little area is the reason why America can't be Babylon. Okay, here we go. The harlot sits upon many waters, Revelation 17:1, meaning she sits upon a lot of nations, people, and tongues, Revelation 17:15. This is a religion, a belief system, Antichrist system. Okay? Okay. All right. The harlot has committed fornication with the kings of the earth, Revelation 17:2. So fornicate is to worship, right? But when we're talking about fornication in religion or belief system, it's to worship somebody who's not God, like Christ, the Christ. Okay, so it means the kings have united with Babylon, forming a church-state alliance and forced her decrees upon the people of the world. Right. The earth has been made drunk with the wine of Babylon. This is Revelation 17:2, meaning she's deceived the world with her false teachings. Yeah. Babylon is dressed in purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones. This is Revelation 17:4, meaning her special colors are purple and scarlet. Also, purple is a royal and priestly color, so the harlot would place herself in a position of royalty and a position of priesthood. Scarlet in the Bible denotes the color of sin, Isaiah 1:18, and is also the color of the dragon, which is Satan. Also, Babylon is very rich. Yeah. So, and then again we go, Babylon has a cup full of abominations, Revelation 17:4. I'm going to remember how to talk soon. Meaning she's committed great abominations against God and against mankind. John wondered, or was greatly amazed, at the sight of Babylon. This is Revelation 17:5, meaning that something about her look or actions amazed John. It captivated him. It got his attention somehow or another. Babylon is the mother of harlots, Revelation 17:5, meaning she has harlot daughters. This would be her baby churches. She is the great city that reigns over the kings of the earth, Revelation 17:18. Babylon thinks she is a queen to the world and will see no sorrow, Revelations 18:7, meaning she thinks she is the only true church and that all the people need her. She has placed herself in this high position over the people and thinks she cannot be touched. The voice of the bride and bridegroom shall no longer be heard in her, Revelations 18:23. Whether this is taken literally or symbolically, it still means Babylon is a church. As people get married in a church, and symbolically, Christ is the bridegroom and we are his bride, again pointing to a church indefinitely. So there's another big, large, massive group of things that compare, the Vatican basically to Antichrist. However, this was not about pointing at that. And this is to give you a descriptive list of things that make Antichrist who he is going to be. And that way you kind of have an idea of what we're talking about when we get deeper into the series, because now we're going to go in chronological order. What's going to happen when? First, second, third, fourth, fifth. This is how we're going to do this. I just want to give, especially newcomers who aren't really familiar with all this and maybe things to be looking for, I wanted to give everybody an idea of who, what, when, where. So when we start talking about it, there's not confusion. Where did she get that from? Why does it say that? What are we talking about? So we've gotten all of that down. Next video, we're going to go into what happens first.